right, boys and girls, let's take a look at problem number 3. How many minutes would it take a radio wave to travel from planet Venus to Earth? And we're told here that the average distance from Venus to Earth is 28 million miles. All right. So we want to compute time, knowing distance, and we're also going to know speed because we're dealing with light. What is the speed of light? It's, well, we symbolize it with the letter C, and that's 3.00 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. And the distance, we said, was 28 million miles. 28 million miles. All right. 28 and then 6 zeros will give us millions. So 28 million is 28 million. 6 zeros after the 28. All right. And what is the relationship between distance, time, and speed? We say that speed is equal to distance over time. All right. And we're asked to solve for time, so we would take this equation, rearrange it, and get time is equal to distance over speed. So this is the equation right here that we're going to be plugging into. Right. Now let's take a look closely at, we'll say T for time. The distance is 28 million miles, and the speed is 3.00 times 10 to the 8th meters per second. Now, I'm hoping you caught here that we've got a disparity between our length units. The distance between the Earth and Venus is given in miles, but the speed is given in meters per second, not miles per second. Now, there's a couple ways we could deal with this. One is to convert miles to meters, or the other is to find a new number for the speed of light given in miles per second. And that's what I'm going to choose to do to solve this problem. If you just Google around a little bit, you could find these speed of light values. Now, part A here, approximate values, 3 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, which we've been using. That's also 1.86 times 10 to the 5th miles per second. Now, if you search around a little bit more, you could find very accurate values for these two different numbers. The speed of light in meters per second is actually 2.99792458 times 10 to the 8th meters per second, or 1.86282 times 10 to the 5th miles per second. So, well, there you go. So what we're going to do is get rid of this bottom number and throw in 1.86 times 10 to the 5th miles per second. Now you notice then that what we've got here is miles on top, 28 million miles, divided by the speed in miles per second. The miles will cancel, right? And I'll be left just with seconds. So I'll have a answer given in seconds. The number that goes in front of the seconds is 28 million divided by 1.86 times 10 to the 5th. All right. When I go and do this division, I end up on my calculator with an answer of 150 seconds. All right. Now, going back to the problem, we're asked to determine how many minutes it would take. Right? So how many minutes is 150 seconds? Well, there's 60 seconds in a minute, so you would divide 150 by 60, and you would get 2.5 minutes. So that is the answer to number 3.